So yeah, so we verified and we reached that radio button test page, radio button page. Click on this, and this is all the radio buttons, right? So this is the radio buttons. So another thing here is I already mentioned every element in this entire website, any page you go, ID name you should not use. The reason is they are dynamic. If you use, your test case will fail next time. First time it might pass, but next time it will fail. The reason is that ID will not be there. It will change. That's why we should not use ID and name in this website. They are dynamic. So here also I have IDs. Okay. See, if I select here one of them, any of this row, I will get a value here. If I select, for example, I selected performance, I will get a performance. For example, if I select this, backward compatibility will come. If I select this, so website, I will get a website value 4. I can select a developer guide, I'll get a developer guide. Or if I select a style guide I will get. So it's a dynamic, right? These values are dynamic. But how can you get these dynamic values for each of these fields? And how can you select this? So that's what we are going to do now, the radio buttons. See this again. So I have in the, if you see input tag, the input tag is going to have type, ID, name is there, but it doesn't help me. Role is there and ARIA label is there. ARIA checked equal to false, checked equal to checked. But these properties, nothing is going to help for me. Because here also you have the same thing. But how can you select a particular radio button? Out of many radio buttons, how can you select a particular radio button in this row? So in order to do that, so this label is constant. You see that label is constant. See performance. Even performance also, I'm not going to use ID, but I have a text. Controls doesn't have a name. Control has a label. That label is constant. So I'm going to use this constant label. So based on the label, you identify this label. Label before you have a radio button, the control. So that, let me build that. So // label tag square bracket text function equal to the text value. See, now it is recognizing, right? Exactly one element, right? One element matching. That's what here. So I have written, because this is the text. So I'm using text function. Label tag. This text has having a label tag. Label tag text has a performance text. So identify that. So I got here value. Now, so what we are going to do here is, but I don't want label, right? I want that radio button. So now performance before or after this radio button is there. How can you identify this radio button is before the performance label? How can you identify the element before that? Which concept, which access concept you have to use? Which access XPath concept you have to use to identify the before elements, before your base element? If you want to identify one element that is before your parent element or base element, so which concept you need to use? Access XPaths, I told you already. So you have to use preceding concept, preceding and first input, because there are in this before you have a, this is the one input, this is another input, this is another input. But the first input tag you want to identify. So I need to put that tag name input, square bracket, the index, first input tag. See, now it will identify not performance label. It will identify radio button exactly. This is how you need to write the XPaths. Okay, let's build this and we can identify one by one. So first what I'm going to do, I'll identify the identify the performance radio button, or select the performance radio button. So true, driver dot find element. So by dot XPath, and put that XPath dot click method, dot click method. Okay, so I identified, but after identifying, I need to get this value, right? This value, I need to get it. To get this value, first I need to identify this feature text. So identify that feature text. The feature is having a span tag. See, this is all spaces, a lot of spaces. See that? So only I'll take a feature value. How can you identify only text based? You write a XPath for that. So I'll write XPath for that. Double forward slash span square bracket contains of text function, comma, single quote, the text value, then following is as that value, that also having a span tag. So now this will identify 8 elements, but we have so only this one feature first one. So you can say span first. So one match. Okay. This is the one. Identify that. So I'll wait for this element here. Okay. I'll wait for this. First I'll wait. So wait dot until expected conditions dot presence of element located or visibility of element located. I'll put visibility of element located. So of element located, visibility of element located. So by dot XPath, just give this XPath. So I'm waiting for the visibility of this element, and then I'm going to fetch that value. Fetch that value. What is that feature text? So driver dot find element by dot XPath, just fetch that XPath with a get text method. That's it. So this is the thing you have to repeat for all 3 radio buttons. Okay. So I'll change here. Okay. I'll change here. This is the feature text. Now, so you need to select which radio button, second row, forum radio button. I'll select the forum radio button. So just copy. So don't do that. You always copy from HTML. So make sure that is value is proper. Otherwise, your object identification will fail and it will so give a lot of problems for you. Okay, I identified and I'll wait for next one. If I select this, here forum will come. So this is the website. So I need to get the website text. See, website also having a spaces. I am removing all the spaces with the contains. Contains is the one which gives a proper. So now you give here website. So I can give website text. Here also website text. Okay. So we need to print this, right? We didn't print it. Let me print this. Reporter dot log the feature text is plus feature text comma 2. Website text. Now, what is the next one we need to select? Developer guide. I will select a developer guide. So let's copy this developer guide. I'm selecting the developer guide here. Developer guide radio button. Just put the developer guide. And then okay. So documentation. So here documentation. So where is that documentation? Here we need to give documentation. Documentation. So get here documentation text. Just give variable names you follow, give the lower cases. We should not give capital letters. We should not give capital letters. Variable names always starts with a lowercase. We'll follow that. So all are ready, right? Now reporter.log. Documentation text is plus true. This is the one. Remove this. Yeah, we're done. What we did, just summarizing. I selected each row one radio button, and then I'm getting that feature value. This is the feature and the feature value. Then I selected a website name, that website value, which website you select. Then the documentation, I'm getting which documentation. So all these three we have selected. Okay, we have selected three values. That's it. That's the test case. We need to do, this is the test case we need to do. Now, see, here one test case, this is the one test case and radio button test, right? Radio button test, checkbox test. So I'll just give lowercase, checkbox test. And then we have a button test, and then we have a exposed test. So I haven't given any order, right? So which order they will execute, just observe that, okay? Let's run this.
Once again, 139 in row number 139, in row number 139, the bracket is closed.
We didn't bracket?
Yeah, in 139, end of the row number 139. That bracket doesn't seems to be closed. Is that right?
Yeah, this is the one, find element. Okay, so
okay.
it's highlighted.
Oh, fine.
And the method bracket? close it here.
That is also closed. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So these two brackets open, two
Hmm.
brackets closed.
Closed.
That's easy. You can just mouse over here. Okay.
Ah.
When you put a mouse over here, see it is a box will show which this bracket belongs to which bracket. So that option you have here properly. So you don't need to struggle. Here, if you put a cursor in this bracket, see it is highlighting here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Ramesh.
Yeah. So let's run this now. I haven't given any priority, but still which order it will run, just observe carefully. First one button, second one checkbox. See, all are checked. This is how to select the multiple checkboxes. Radio button next. Last one, exposed. So which, on what basis it ran? Did anybody guess it?
Alphabetical order.
Alphabetical order, yeah, exactly. It's running on alphabetical order. So you just refresh your report. See, now before it was 1, right? Now see, 4 methods it is showing. So all method names, see that this is the order it executed. And if you want to see chronological order, you can see before class, before method, button test first, then after method. Again, before method, test method, after method. Before method, test method, after method. Before method, test method, after method. Finally, after class. First before class, then last after class. That means in between that all the test case executed. Every test case before a before method is executing.
Button.
Every test method after method is executing. So this is the order of execution. You can clearly watch here chronological view.
What is happening? What is happening with you?
Sorry, any questions for me? Any questions? Okay. So this is the emailable. Just refresh. You don't need to copy every time. Index.html emailable report. You don't need to copy every time. See, total 4. Before 1, right? Total 4 now. See all these messages also it will show for you. See that. So these are all the logs. You can find it out here. Okay. So that's it. And this one will change because yeah, this also works fine. Yeah. See 400. See 4 test cases and their logs. If you want to see, you can see the outputs here. So this is the 3 reports. What are the 3 reports? Index.html, index.html, emailable report.html, default test.html. So these are the 3 reports. Now let's play around with this priority keyword and other things. See, your output also showed here past, and everything you can see. This is fine, not a problem. Okay. So you don't need to worry. So all 4 are passed. Passed, all 4 test cases. Default test, default suit. So this order, right? The first classes, methods, then test, then suit. Let's say XML file order. Now let's play around. First, I'll give priority keyword I'm going to use. Now I used only description, right? I haven't used the priority keyword. Let's use priority keyword. So which one you want to run first? Suppose I want to run my expose first. So what I need to do? Priority equal to 1. So next, I want to run button second. Priority 2. And then I'll give priority 3. And then I'll give priority 4. See the order, which order you want, you just set up that order with the priority keyword. So that will run on that order based. So it will run test cases in that order. See, all our task is passed. There is no issue. But so on last class, we have seen a lot of issues, right? So no such element exception, timed out exception, and so interactable exception. So a lot of exceptions. All these exceptions I am telling, remember them. They will ask. So what are the exceptions you have seen in your automation? So the order is, see now. If you want to see this, expose first the button, but this we will get here proper order here. See, go here, first exposed, then button, then checkbox, then radio button. So this is the order, you can find it out. So this is the suit file order, suit, test, classes, class, classes, test, suit. So this is the order of execution, see your test cases. And here also, it will list out all the test cases, which order they executed. The timestamp also, it will show which timestamp they have executed. Any questions here? Okay. Now let me show you one more. I'll give you 2 priority and other ones I won't. I'll give you negative priority. Negative number. I can give you negative also, right? Priority I can give you negative also. Now which one will execute first? Negative one or positive one? Which one will
Positive.
execute first?
Positive.
Negative one is less number.
Negative one.
-1, -2, 0, 1, 2, 3. Like
So what
that.
is priority? Priority I told you, the lowest will schedule first. In 1, 2 and -3, -4, which one is the lowest?
-4.
-4.
It should execute -4, right? That's the order. It's not positive ones. See, first radio button will execute first. Right? That's what radio button first. Then checkbox second. -3, second priority. And then exposed is the first priority. So because priority 1 we are given for exposed. So this is the order of execution. So let me show you another concept. So all these are asked in the interview. Practically I'm showing you. Please remember these scenarios. Now I'm giving it 2 priority equal. Okay. So 2 priority equal. Now which one will execute order? And I'll remove this priority here. Okay. I'll remove this priority here. So 2 I'm not giving priority. So 2 I'm not giving priority. So now which one is going to execute? 2 we set the priority, 2 we are not setting the priority. So which one will execute first? Or I'll keep this as it is. Later I will show you the other scenario, the common priority number.
No priority will execute first.
Not priority will execute first. Not priority will execute first. Let's see that. In this also again 2 are there, right? Not priority set. But which one will execute in these 2 first?
Alphabetical order.
Alphabetical order. So that's it. So all this carefully understand. Practically we are seeing, and same you can explain there. See first checkbox. That's what we didn't set the priority. Next. Oh. What happened? Only one it executed. Other one. What was the mistake? Something wrong. Okay. Maybe I just did something.
Yeah.
Only that one. Yeah, radio button second. Next, exposed. Because that's a priority one. Right? Okay. Now, let's give a common priority. So I'll give priority here also. For this also, same priority I'm giving. Priority is same for the two test methods, and others I didn't give any priority here. Or you want to give priority for here also similar? To 0. It doesn't matter here, 0 or 1, it doesn't matter. But so we are giving all for two methods same priority. What will happen? So this is the kind of scenarios they will ask in the interviews. So it doesn't matter, so same. And first it is going to alphabetical order of first unset priority, 0 priority it is going, because 0 priority first going. And then it went, priority 1 it went. So that's the order how it will set. I think we discussed one more also. So one we want to see, okay. So if priority is a negative, and if you don't set priority for 2, how it will execute? That's what, right? We discussed. I never tested this scenario. Let's go and see that. So this I am not setting priority. This also I am not setting priority. And above 1, I'll give a negative priority, -1. Okay. -1. And this I'll give -2. Okay. Now, what is the order of execution? This one I never tried this also. Let's try. So run this as a run as TestNG test. So -2 should execute first, as per my knowledge. See, -2 is executing first. That's a first prior schedule, lowest one. Then -1. Then checkbox. Because you didn't set the priority, but still it takes as a 0 as a priority. So then alphabetical order it is going. So these are the some of the things very, very important for us. So we have seen priority, we have seen description. And now I want to see enabled equal to false. What it will do?
It will ignore the test case. It will not run.
You don't want to run this test case now. Just write enabled equal to false in the @test. Automatically this test case will skip. How to skip the test case in TestNG? @test parenthesis enabled equal to false. You have to write. That's the entire thing you have to tell. The question is, how can you skip the test cases? If they ask you the answer, you have to give @test parenthesis enabled equal to false. We need to write. How can you prioritize your test case? If they ask you, you need to write @test bracket priority equal to the number, priority number. So this is how you need to answer in the interviews. Okay, so let's run this. See, that is done. It went to checkbox. It didn't go to button. That means that test case is skipped. See, total 4, right? Only 3 has run. So you can see the report also here. Nice report, I'll show you. See, only 3 are executed. See, where you want, you can see the ignored one. See, ignored methods, button test. Button test is ignored. Okay. So that is the, so how can you ignore the test cases? Any questions? Okay. So I want to do a quick test case, one more. So these are we covered almost. Yeah, one more I want to cover. Okay, let me do one more test case. So invocation count. So what I told you, invocation count, what it will do? So if you want to invoke same test method multiple times, you will use a invocation count. So I want to run this test case 3 times. That's why I put a invocation count in the @test. So see that. Now I'll show one more keyword. So @test keywords, I'm covering all of them here. The radio button, thrice it will execute. Same, repeats. See, first time over, second time, now third time. 3 times it executes. See, total 5. So you can go and see here the report. See, 5 times the radio button test. See, radio button, radio button, radio button. 3 times it executed because of invocation count. Because we mentioned invocation count. That's why it executed 3 times. So I want to show you one more timeout. Okay, let me show you timeout. I just want to finish this test case in 2 seconds. If it not finished in 2 seconds, and it is going to report a failure because it won't finish. Definitely it won't finish. Why it won't finish? See, 5 times it will repeat because 5 checkboxes are there. Here only you are waiting 5 seconds, but you are giving 2 seconds. It will fail. So that's why. So let's run this and see the failure and a meaningful message also you will get that. So I covered priority, I have covered enabled equal to false, I have covered invocation count, I have covered timeout. See, it failed. It went to radio button test. So the test case failed, but it moved to next test case. See, failed, failure. That's why red mark is showing the progress bar. 4 passed, 1 failed, skip it 0. You just go here and see, failed 1 is showing. See so let me expand this. So for more visibility, I'm just doing, see that. Timeout exception. Method test program ZK demo test checkbox test didn't finish within the timeout 2 seconds. So that's what it is. Clearly tells us why it didn't finish also. See, the failed one, it is showing red mark. Passed one will show in the green and failed one will show in red mark. So that's a cool report you will get. Here also you can see that. See, failed one is showing red color and passed one in green color. Here also you can see the complete exception and the report you will get it. Any questions here on this? We covered almost all the @test queue groups and groups pending, and other thing is pending is depends on methods, always run equal to true. These 3 are pending. I'll show you them.
Data provider also.
Data provider I'm going to show because we have 5 minutes. Can we finish or not? I'm just checking. I'm not sure we can finish 5 minutes.
We are not able to finish. Can we look into my issue on the day I was telling?
Yeah, you can. I